Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
I'm tracking a cold front that's likely to bring us some rain and storms today. I'll let you know when they'll arrive where you are.
Monitoring drought conditions. We need a lot of rain to recover from declining water levels. Why the rain we're anticipating today is not expected to change much. Proposed pause. Today, North Carolina lawmakers will consider a change to how property taxes are calculated, how the plan aims to bring relief to homeowners, and why local leaders are against it. Good morning, everyone. It is 4:30 on your Wednesday morning, and today we get another shot at rain. We actually could see 2 rounds of showers and storms. Let's get to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. And when will round 1 come, Elizabeth?
It's likely to be closer to the middle of the day, so it looks like right now we should be nice and dry for the morning commute. This batch of rain right here is diving southward and does not look like it's going to bring us any rain this morning. So we're going to have to wait until the front gets a little closer to us, and that could send us some showers late morning into early afternoon, but they'll be just isolated. And then one band of stronger storms could come in this evening after dinner time. So let's check Futurecast. This is right now at 4:30. Notice at 7 a.m. a tiny little shower rolls in down to the south. Here's 10 a.m. There's lunchtime. A little better chance of at least a shower or 2 across our area, but you can see the coverage is pretty minimal. And then we're quiet for the evening commute, but then around 7 or 8, we begin to see a line of showers and thunderstorms moving through until around midnight or so, and that's probably when we'd have the best chance of seeing any severe storms. It would be 1 or 2 of those cells that produce some wind damage. We do have that level 1 risk. It is cloudy this morning and cool, 57 degrees, and our winds are light. It's 56 in Clayton, 57 in Durham, and 55 in South Hill. So it's a little warmer than it was yesterday. Mid-60s, mid to upper 60s at lunchtime, and we could climb into the mid-70s for this afternoon. It's not our only chance for rain, which is good because it doesn't look like we're going to add up much in the rain gauges today, but a better chance for Saturday. We'll look at that coming up.
Sounds good, Elizabeth. Thank you. So this morning, as you heard Elizabeth talk about, we aren't expecting to get much rain, but we could see some storms roll in after dinner time. This comes as our area is in a severe to extreme drought. WRAL's Ali Calabar is live out at Falls Lake this morning. And Ali, we will need a lot more rain to get us out of the drought.
Yeah, Renee, we need about 10 to 12 more inches of rain to get out of the drought. And here at Falls Lake, we're expecting to get a small percentage of that. This week's data shows that Falls Lake is at its lowest level ever for the month of April. It's about 3 feet below full. Now, the WRAL Severe Weather Center expects the Falls Lake area to get about 1/4 of an inch of rain in the next 7 days. The lake is the main water source for the city of Raleigh water customers, and that's why restrictions are in place. Now, the city says water usage is down 35 million gallons compared to previous weeks, and the city expects to be in stage 1 water restrictions through June. You can track this evening's weather and the radar on the WRAL weather app. Reporting live at Falls Lake, Ali Calabar, WRAL News.
Ali, thank you. You can find extended in-depth conversations on the severe drought and the water restrictions on the WRAL YouTube page. Just go to the homepage and search drought. This morning, we are working to learn more about a police investigation in Durham. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was on East Main Street around 11 last night as officers were on scene. We've reached out to Durham police to find out what they were investigating and if there were any arrests. So far, we have not heard back. A pause on property reappraisals across the state. That's a proposal North Carolina lawmakers are expected to discuss today at a legislative committee. WRAL's Kirsten Clark joins us live outside the state legislative building to tell us more about this bill. And Kirsten, lawmakers are hoping to help people save on property taxes.
Yes, Renee. Senate Bill 889 was filed by Senate Leader Phil Berger. It would block municipalities from raising property taxes based on reappraisals conducted this calendar year. Berger says the goal of this bill is to bring temporary relief to North Carolinians facing rising property taxes. But local officials worry it could hurt their ability to pay for services while their populations are growing. This comes as Republicans in the House of Representatives are pursuing separate legislation addressing property taxes, and that legislation would give the state more control over how much cities and counties can raise property taxes. We, of course, will continue to follow this discussion, and you can keep up with these proposals on the NC Capitol section of WRAL.com. Live in Raleigh, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
Today, you can share your thoughts on a new data center that may be coming to Vance County. County leaders just approved rezoning land for data centers despite pushback from people in the community. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live now. Kelsey, people are asking a lot of questions about how these data centers could impact local resources.
Yes, Renee. Today, people are sharing their thoughts on what it could mean if data centers come to Vance County. They'll be addressing representatives from Governor Josh Stein's office. Just last week, county leaders approved rezoning this land for a new data center without community input.
We are had enough, and y'all talking about putting another one up in this town?
Ma'am, please leave.
Data centers have been a hot topic of conversation for months across the Triangle. Apex just issued a moratorium placing a pause on data center development. The same developer that submitted a proposal in Apex has now made a rezoning request in Vance County. Hyperscale data centers are massive facilities companies use to hold IT software. Business owners like Hope Crabtree say government leaders need more time to research and decide whether data centers are right for the area.
A big conversation regarding the data centers is what does this do to our watershed, our water table? Does this mean people potentially with wells, they dry up?
People who support data centers say they are a way to generate more money into the local economy. You can share your opinion today at 3:30 at the Civic Center on Vance Granville Community College's campus. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News. I'm in Raleigh.
Durham could join the list of communities with a ban on data centers. The city council discussed a one-year moratorium last week. A formal vote is expected in the next few weeks. Chatham County and Wendell are among the other places that have already blocked development. We have extensive coverage on the battle against data centers across our state on our WRAL YouTube page. You can learn more about what a data center is, the strain that it could put on the power grid, your wallet, and our drought. Just head to the WRAL YouTube page and search data center. Former FBI Director James Comey is expected to surrender to federal authorities in North Carolina later this week. Yesterday, he was indicted by a grand jury on charges that he threatened the life of President Donald Trump. The charges are related to a photo that he took on a North Carolina beach. Federal prosecutors say the photo of seashells that spell out 8647 was a threat against President Trump. 86 is a common phrase in restaurants that means to cancel or get rid of an order. And President Trump is the 47th president of the United States. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche says Comey's case is unique, but this type of threat will not be tolerated. Meanwhile, Comey says he is innocent.
His alleged conduct is the same kind of conduct that we will never tolerate and that we will always investigate and regularly prosecute.
I'm still innocent, I'm still not afraid, and I still believe in the independent federal judiciary, so let's go.
He says the photo constituted a threat against President Trump. Comey's attorney says they plan to contest the charges in court. A North Carolina state senator who represents parts of Wake and Granville counties is resigning. Democratic State Senator Terrence Everett represents District 18. Everett also works full-time as the executive director of the North Carolina Voter Protection Alliance. He says he is leaving the state Senate to devote more time to that role, citing his worries about voting rights in North Carolina. Everett is also withdrawing his name from the race for the District 18 seat. Athletes in all NCAA sports will now be allowed to accept prize money that they earned before going to college. The NCAA will pay more than $2 million in damages as part of the proposed settlement in a class action lawsuit. It was brought by UNC women's tennis star Reese Brantmeyer more than 2 years ago. She was not allowed to accept all of the prize money she earned from her performance in the U.S. Open when she was a high school junior. Both sides agreed to settle the case in February. A judge will now have to sign off on the proposed settlement. Tonight, families in Cumberland County will have the chance to give their thoughts on a proposed school closure. District leaders are considering closing Manchester Elementary and J.W. Kuhn Elementary School. Students would be reassigned next year. Tonight's school board special meeting will only discuss Kuhn Elementary. It starts at 6 p.m. at the school off Hope Mills Road in Fayetteville. The town of Cary is considering an e-bike ordinance. There is a public hearing scheduled for later this week on the topic. Interim town manager Russ Overton says a team will determine what Cary is doing and what it can do regarding e-bikes. Other towns in the area are considering enforcement options. Holly Springs passed an ordinance earlier this month. After a public hearing, town council will make a recommendation based on a full review of the town's e-bike policy. In the meantime, Overton is asking anyone who has videos of dangerous e-bike activity to report them. Race for the Senate. New polling data this morning is giving some insight into the battle between Roy Cooper and Michael Whatley. How voters are feeling about these candidates.
And our next weather maker is a front that's likely to bring us some thunderstorms, but it won't be until late. This morning we could see a few isolated showers. I'll let you know if it'll affect your morning commute. 4:44. We're taking a look at our next weather maker. This cold front, of course, helped produce some rain here yesterday, and now it's sending some rain to our south. We're going to see this eventually crossing our area, and when it does this evening, that's going to bring us our best chance of a few isolated severe storms. So we're going to walk through Futurecast with you coming up, but we'll give you the timeline. To start with, late morning into early afternoon, we could see a few isolated showers, and then later on this evening, starting at around 7, lasting until midnight, we could see a line of showers and thunderstorms moving across our area, and that's when we'd have the best chance of seeing storms. A level 1 risk means maybe just a small handful of storms could produce some wind damage, maybe knock down a tree or two. In Lewisburg this morning, it's all quiet. We definitely have cloudy skies out there. Our temperatures are in the 50s, heading out 50 in Roanoke Rapids, 58 in Fayetteville, 53 in Wilson. And kids at the bus stop this morning don't necessarily need their raincoats, but around lunchtime, we could have some scattered showers. And then when kids are coming home from school, we'll be in the mid 70s.
Elizabeth, thank you. A story you'll see first on WRAL. New polling shows Democrats with an early edge in the coming midterm elections. A new opinion diagnostics poll shows Democrat Roy Cooper leading Republican Michael Whatley by 9 points in the race for the state's open U.S. Senate seat. We are still more than 6 months out before Election Day. About 8% of voters are still undecided. New polls also show voter sentiment leaning toward Democrats in other races as economic sentiment turns gloomier and as Trump's approval rating falls. You can read about those polls and about Governor Josh Stein's approval rating in the NC Capitol section of WRAL.com. Let's give you a live look now at Salem Street in downtown Apex, where a multi-million-dollar streetscape project is now on pause. It's cause for worry for businesses that have dealt with months of disruptions. Apex Mayor Jacques Gilbert says work on the Salem Streetscape project stopped because of electrical issues. Design tweaks are underway now. Businesses on Salem Street say the construction has already hit foot traffic and sales hard, and they're worried this could drag on.
We've cut back some hours for staff members. We're really running tight on what we bring in.
But we do have had a pretty big drop in just foot traffic.
Mayor Gilbert says the streetscape project is still on track to be completed in October, even with the pause in construction. The drought conditions we are facing are taking a toll on an unlikely population. The North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission says our native bees are ground dwellers, and the drought makes it harder for bees to burrow. Water restrictions mean fewer floral resources for our bees, and bee larvae is a protein for livestock. This could all play a role in what you buy from the farmers market.
Strawberries are a big agricultural crop right now, and native bees play a huge role in pollinating strawberries. So I certainly think that there's going to be some trickle-down effects to some of the things that we don't think about.
The Wildlife Resources Commission says that if you see these burrows, do not pour gasoline into the holes. The risk is twofold. It eliminates important pollinators and it adds fuel during the drought. The list of impacts from the drought just keeps growing. It is 4:48. We hope to chip away at the drought today. Elizabeth, I know it won't be much rain, but it is something, and you are tracking the fronts that will bring that rain.
You know, even if we don't get a whole lot of rain, we're not seeing temperatures at 90 degrees that just continues to dry things out. So, you know, we'll take whatever we can get. You know, every little bit, you know, certainly will help. This has been a big storm. This is the cold front that has produced a lot of dangerous weather across the country over the last several days, and it slides south and east across our area. You can see the showers that are diving into the deep south right now. We were hoping to get a little bit of that, but it looks like that's all going to stay to our south. As the front gets a little closer to us, though, we will see a few isolated showers. As early as 7 or 8 a.m., there could be a shower or two. It's more likely between, say, 10 or 11 and maybe 1 or 2 that we see a round of showers, and then a bit of a break in the middle of the afternoon and through the evening commute. And then by 7 or 8, we start to see a line of thunderstorms. This will be closer to the cold front, so there'll be a lot more energy with this particular portion of the storm, and it moves through. That's where we could have the potential for a few storms that produce some wind damage. So we do have that level 1 risk for severe storms. So here's a look at the timeline. Between around 10 and 1, we'll have round 1 with just a little bit of patchy light rain. And round 2 will be a quick line of storms that comes through, but that's when we could see the potential for some damaging wind. Today, looking at hit and miss showers and then some overnight or evening storms. Saturday, the rain is more widespread, and that might give you some hope. It does give me hope, but it doesn't look like we're going to see a lot of rain with either one. Even the more widespread rain, a lot of that will be closer to the coast. So the burn ban, of course, continues until further notice, and further notice means probably quite some time. We're cloudy this morning. 57 is the temperatures you're heading out the door right now, and this afternoon our high temperatures will climb into the mid to upper 70s during that time when we have a break from the showers and storms. 76 is our normal high, and look at this, on Saturday we really see those temperatures drop considerably when we have the rain in our forecast, and behind it it's going to be much cooler in the morning. Both Sunday and Monday morning temperatures will be down into the mid 40s. Our normal low is 53. It does look like cooler than normal temperatures could continue up through the next 6 to 10 days. So again, we're happy not to have the intense heat. Even though it'll be a little bit cooler Saturday and Sunday, we should climb back up to 77 on Tuesday. We'll talk more about our rainfall totals for the week in just a bit.
That's right. No 80s or 90s. That is a win. Streaming updates. Laura Dern is taking a trip to the White Lotus, and more Stranger Things are on the way. The Hollywood Minute is just ahead. Plus, jumping into action, a school bus driver passes out at the wheel. How a group of middle school students stepped in to save the day.